Are you tired of the weight fluctuations? Like, why is it that maybe you've lost the weight, but this weight keeps fluctuating? Or why is it that you can consistently see the scale go down and then it like travels up and down 5 or 6 pounds? If you're frustrated with the weight fluctuation, you're in for a good ride on this YouTube video. Here, I'm going to discuss what's natural about weight fluctuations, what to expect, and what to consider a weight gain. So I'm Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer, and I'm here with a current membership client of mine, Cindy. Cindy, I hear you have a question on weight fluctuations. What would those questions be?
I have been with you for a long time. When I started with you, I was at 165, which is the biggest I'd ever been in my life. So I got down to my goal weight, which was 137, but I play around with 5 and 6 pounds and I don't know how to stop that. Kind of aggravating, but I don't feel bad by no means, but I'd like to stay in the 130s.
Yeah, totally. I'm hearing that. So the frustration comes when the scale tips over that
140.
140 range.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So if we could keep the fluctuation before under 140, we'd feel better.
I would feel better.
Okay, cool. So first I want to talk about the weight fluctuation in and of itself. So one thing that's a stipulation that women don't know is that since the day we were born, our hormones have cycled as though we had a period. They just weren't strong enough to give us a period. We've had a monthly cycle, just like they say men have like a 2 or 3 month cycle. I forget that they have these weird hormone shifts. We have hormone shifts, and our hormone shifts remain where they are. Every month, we're going to see a weight shift. Okay. So I encourage anybody that weighs to be specific with their weight. If you've watched the weight video before, awesome. If not, I'll link it below. But I am going to talk very similar to it in a smaller version of when we weigh ourselves as women, we cannot compare week to week to week to week to week. We have to compare monthly, week 1 to week 5, week 2 to week 6, week 3 to week 7. Okay. Because that is how our hormones shift. Now, I've heard the whole, well, I'm perimenopausal, I'm menopausal. The thing with that has to do something different. I want you to believe that you're still shifting based on the weight of your hormone shifting. It's just not enough to cause a menstrual cycle. So my first thing for you to do would be to track. And when you're tracking, looking at, every 4 weeks instead of looking at week to week to week. Oh, okay, it's good. Now it's kind of getting sucky. Now it sucks. Now I love it. Okay. I bet you the now I love it is consistent. And the now I hate it is very consistent. Okay. Might switch a little bit between like, let's say you don't like it around week 2. Sometimes it might be week 2. Sometimes it might be week 3. But very rarely will it hop all around. Okay. So that's key number 1 when weighing yourself is to focus on the fact that you want to look at it weekly or monthly instead of weekly. Okay. The second thing is that it is natural for our bodies to shift a certain amount of weight, typically even within a day. What people don't know is that we can literally gain 10 pounds in a day, but it's not gaining. It's water, it's fluids, it's bowel movements, it's things like that. And that's why when we rest, our body gets that stuff ready to be expelled out of us. And we like to weigh ourselves in the morning because we're at our very lowest weight. Okay. So I want you to look at when you're looking at these numbers to come from a place of this is water, this is maybe dehydration, because sometimes we weigh more when we're dehydrated than we do when we're hydrated, actually.
Really?
And yeah, because we retain more. Our body is saying, okay, well, we're dehydrated, so we must hold on to more of the things in our body for fear of being lack of hydration. We don't want to die. It's a preservation method that we have. So sometimes dehydration actually makes it worse. And people are like, okay, I'm going to not drink water and I'm going to not do this and I'll weigh really light. And it doesn't work. It actually makes them weigh higher. So that's a piece. Okay. I'd also, when you're weighing yourself with this piece of hydration, is to note when you're comparing week to week, did you eat something that was a lot different the day before you weighed, right? Did you go out and have a lot of pizza or pasta or something that you abnormally wouldn't have eaten? That I want you to take into consideration too, because if you're eating at a consistent macro level or carbohydrate level or something, excuse me, you're going to see a difference if you jump up right before you do the weighing. Okay. So I always like to note the conditions I'm in. I'm in the exact same room. I'm on the exact same scale. I'm naked. I worked out. I did whatever. Okay. But if something's abnormal, like, well, the night before, my husband and I actually went out and enjoyed with our friends Mexican food, or the night before we went out and we had a bunch of pizza. I like to note that because it can fluctuate because I don't normally eat that high of carbohydrates at a meal. Okay. So that can also be playing in with the weight. The last thing that really affects that is what women sometimes don't really catch, and it's more of a woo thing I teach, is that our cycle is 28 days. The moon cycle is 28 days. We are very much more impacted by the moon and the signs of astrology than sometimes men are. We are more feminine, and the earth is feminine and those kinds of things. So I like to show people their astrological chart and find out which signs are in more of a water sign for them. So that way they know, oh, during these months, because we're in this moon, we're in a Leo moon, and Leo happens to be like a water sign or something of mine, as my best example. And so I might weigh heavy. Okay. That helps people as well, because it's not you, it's your body being controlled by the external forces. Okay. So far, so good?
Yep.
Okay. Now, the last thing to explain is that most women will see a 3 to 5 pound shift. Okay. And that's monthly. Most women will always see somewhere between 3 to 5 pounds. So my encouragement would be one of three things. One, if it is really important to you to never see 140 pounds on the scale, which it can be for somebody, okay, it would be to get yourself to get to a regulated 135, okay? However you desire to do that within the tools of the membership, or however you choose, would be the first thing, okay? The second thing I would do is shift my perception. I am 137. I'm always 137. And if I'm 142, I'm still 137. I just have 5 pounds I get to release. Okay. Or I have 5 pounds of water sitting on me because of what I did the other day. I'm still 137. Okay. And the last thing with that would be with your perception is coming from the standpoint that what I desire of being a normal 130 weight and always seeing 130s is what I get. So I'm priming myself before I ever see a scale that I will always be in the 130s. It will never say 140s again. I am 130s. I am 130s. And programming that with a belief, with a strong emotional belief, like I am 130s, refute the difference. And when your body comes in and says, but we saw 140 the other day. No, I totally understand. I agree with you. I was 140 the other day, but that's just not true. I'm 139. I'm 137. That's the weight I am. So if you can talk to it like a little kid, okay, the voice that comes in like, no, we saw 142. You talk to it like a little kid. Okay, I hear you. I know what you saw. Okay. But as a child, I also saw unicorns and rainbows flying from the air when I was playing, hot lava on the floor. That existed. So 137 exists, and that's what I see. And the brain can't refute almost. Okay. So I would get geared towards those things, with the last thing truthfully being that if you chose to weigh yourself for 2 or 3 months, comparing every 4 weeks, I would just choose to weigh myself on the week I'm always 137. Then I know nothing's changed. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good. That's wonderful. All right. For those of you that are watching, if you enjoyed this, note that some of the things that we talked here, the weighing, astrological charts, things like that, are a part of the Digestion Codes course that I teach. That's 3 months. And I'm doing my free masterclass for this on August 15th at 10 a.m. Is that right? Yeah, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got to remember, man, all these time zones. If you would like to join, the link is right below here for you to join in the free masterclass and learn more about uncovering your digestion code and being able to regulate your weight a little bit more. So please join us there. If not, of course, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you, Cindy, for being an amazing guest. We'll see
You're
you
welcome.
guys all next time.